Hi, this is me, Fiona Miles. I am adopted. I was adopted about 8 months old. And I've written a few books. Well, I've written 3 so far, and another one is coming out soon. One of the books that I wrote is called Adoption Trauma, because I discovered adoption trauma when I was in my 50s. I had no idea it was a thing. I never knew that adoption trauma was or could be a thing, because isn't adoption wonderful? Isn't it great? That you can, find your child, you can have a child, you can adopt a child and live happily ever after with your wonderful child. It's a good thing. But for me as an adoptee, it didn't work quite out. It didn't quite work out to be such a good thing. I had a great upbringing. Don't misunderstand me. I had a great upbringing. I had excellent parents who did their best to manage this traumatised little child that they just didn't know what was wrong with me at all. They had no idea. And I sometimes I think to myself, I wish they were still alive so that I could tell them that they were not bad parents. They didn't do anything wrong. It was just me. I couldn't cope with being adopted. I had adoption trauma. I felt different all of my life. Always felt the odd one out. And to be perfectly honest, I have a brother and a sister. I have a younger sister and an older brother. And they look like my mum and dad, our mum and dad. I don't look like them. And I don't look like my brother and sister either. And I always felt as a child that I was odd looking in comparison to them, because I had squinty eyes and glasses and fuzzy hair. I still actually have that kind of fuzzy hair, and I haven't done a thing with it today, but that's not the purpose of this video. So I thought, let's just get on with making the video. So I wrote a poem about being different as part of my book, Adoption Trauma. And I just thought I would read that poem as my first sort of video on my YouTube channel, which I'm hoping will be helpful to somebody, maybe a lot of people, who knows. But anyway, let's go. And now the dog is going to start barking, but anyway, I'm just going to do it anyway. So this poem is called Different, age 9. Sitting on the couch looking around at my family, Mum has beautiful big brown eyes. Dad has sharp piercing blue eyes. I have squinty hazel-coloured eyes. Mum's smile is dazzling and sweet. Dad's smile is broad and wide. My brother has my dad's smile, and my sister has my mum's smile. I have squinty teeth to match my squinty eyes. Does my other family have squinty teeth? I bring my finger up to touch my mole. It's huge, right in the middle of my face, just sitting there sticking out like a sore thumb. That's the mole, not me. Or is it both? Looking around, I'm looking for another mole bearer. Nope, no one else has the dreaded mole. Did my other family have the dreaded mole? Leaving the relative safety of the couch, I wandered around the room, looking for more moles, or even squinty teeth or squinty eyes. Finding none, I felt a stab of disappointment. I retreated back to the couch and wondered if it was because I was adopted, that I looked so different. I wanted to be the same. I wanted to look like at least one person. I wanted someone to have squinty teeth and eyes. Why could I not have nice curly hair like my sister? Mine was thick and coarse. I wanted to be tall like my brother and my cousins, but at 5'6", I remained average. Were my other family all average? I was different. I was adopted. I wasn't going to look like anyone in my family. Going on from the poem, I was just going to read a couple of paragraphs. Don't want the video to be too long. But being different made me angry. I felt like people were laughing at me all the time. I felt like everyone knew I was adopted and weird with it. In reality, most of my friends had no idea that I was adopted. I think my mum and dad may have told their friends or some of the parents of friends so that they knew. Looking back, I realise that I may well have stood out like a sore thumb at school anyway for different reasons. Finding out I am fairly creative in the past few years has really opened my eyes. Frustration must have played a leading role in my angst as a child. No one picked up on my creativity. It remained buried under layers of pain and insecurity, which created quite bad behaviour for me as a child. In fact, I can safely say it was never nurtured or encouraged to grow or go anywhere. Whereas now I am writing, drawing, and making things safe in the knowledge that nothing has to be perfect. Our creativity is just as individual as we are. So that's video 1 finished in my adoption story and my adoptee YouTube